In this video, I want to discuss the proper terms for a person who has hearing loss. The first of these terms is Big D deaf, as it's referred to. The second is hard of hearing, and the third is little d deaf. Let's break these terms down. Deaf with a capital D, generally referred to as Big D deaf. Big D deaf means the person has some amount of hearing loss, anywhere from slight to profound. Their view of deafness is that it is not a disability or a lack. Big D deafness holds that deafness is a cultural and linguistic identity. This view is held by people who are proud to be deaf and doesn't indicate their degree of hearing. Hard of hearing. Hard of hearing usually indicates the actual degree of hearing loss, but can also be used as a cultural identity. A person may label themselves as hard of hearing if they identify with the hearing community. This person would not identify as a member of the deaf community. In general, hard of hearing only refers to people who have a specific amount of hearing loss and cannot be used as a blanket term to refer to every person that has a hearing loss. It is not a nicer term than deaf. Deaf with a lowercase d, which is referred to as little d deaf, includes all people who have a hearing loss, regardless of whether they consider themselves hard of hearing or big D deaf. If you're looking for a blanket term for every person with a hearing loss, this is it. If you're wary of using a term because you want to use the correct one, know that deaf is the term chosen by the deaf community, so that's the one you want to use. Little d deaf can also indicate a person who doesn't identify with the deaf community culturally or linguistically, simply to refer to the fact that they have a hearing loss. Deaf and hard of hearing. While deaf is a good general term, this is the most inclusive of all terms because it refers to people who are culturally and linguistically deaf, people who have a more severe loss, and people who have a slight loss. Let's recap. When you are referring to the group of people who can't hear, call them deaf. Want to be more inclusive? You can use deaf and hard of hearing or DHH. Of course, individual people may have a different preference, so always go with that.